join. Thank you. Thank you. Beulah, and I think for both of you, this is the first time attending the session, right? Lovely. So this is our third session. We've been, so the first time was more of a, let's get to know each other. Let's figure out what we want to do. The Lean-In circles do prescribe some structure for the first 3 sessions, this being the last one. From here on, it is completely up to us as to what we want to make of these sessions. We did craft together our guiding principles. So I will share that in a short while. So how our session, the theme for today is drop the ball. Primarily, what should we stop doing, continue doing? That's going to be our focus, which many women struggle with. And let's see if we can crack a solution for ourselves today. How we will go about it is we will have a quick icebreaker. We'll review our circle fundamentals, the guiding principles, as we said. We will get into the educational part, which will be the meatier part of the section. And then we will walk back by committing to one action that we are going to be doing and come back and report the next time. And we'll get to the slides. Since both of you are new, you may not have any actions from the previous week, but we will see how this goes. Vaishnavi, while I am sharing my screen, I can't see people. Can I make you a co-host so that if there are people who are joining, you can admit them?
Definitely.
Yeah, so that will be the theme. So a quick getting to know each other. So we're going to be talking today. I am feeling incomplete the sentence. Think about what matters to you most at home and at work. So we will talk about managing our work both from a personal perspective and a professional perspective. And that's something truly important to you. Why is that what matters? Why is that truly important to you? So if I were to go, I would say something like, today I'm feeling overwhelmed. Think what matters to me most would be getting my content and programs ready that are planned. Why it's important to me? It's important because delivering quality learning is important to me, and I want to do a good job. So I want to ensure that it is all done, created, rehearsed, practiced before I can say I'm ready. So I want to be there. So that's how I would do my introduction. So anyone who wants to go next?
I can go. There's a little background noise and sorry about it. How I'm feeling happy. That's always been how no matter what challenges come, and we figure out a solution and move forward. What matters most to me at home is I have 3 daughters, and the kind of challenges it brings, and balancing that and ensuring that I'm, irrespective of me working long hours, and I'm still there for them. That's the feeling I would want to give them and make them feel that they can have that conversation with me and feel comfortable. At work, again, it's a team here, a 7-member team, and it's more about how do I get them all together, when how we are there for each other, and then how we support and move forward, and then to give them that feeling that we are here together, we would want to move mountains together, and we're there to support each other. That's pretty much. And if you ask me, is that truly important? Yes, it is extremely important, both at home and here as well, because somewhere I play the role of a backbone or a pillar here, and it becomes critical. Thank you.
Thanks, Beulah. Thank you.
Yeah, let me share my feelings first. I'm feeling a little tired today. So I've been traveling for the last 3-4 days. I'm deprived of sleep. Yeah, so a little tired. But then I'm sure after a day's rest, I should be feeling better. What matters most to me at home and work is, number one is to be at peace with myself, with everyone, with everything around, and feel content that I've completed all that I wanted to do at the end of the day. So that gives me the feeling that, yes, I've finished what I wanted to do, and I get a good night's sleep once I know that, yes, this is done, and I don't have anything to keep thinking on as things that was pending or that could have been done much better. Because, only then I feel that I can carry on without having to think again on something that I don't actually have to be processing in my mind. I'm able to free my mind of those thoughts and I can start focusing on what needs to be done next. So yeah, that's all about it.
Thanks, Vaishnavi. You need to also share, I know, but would be nice for Beulah to know why you are so tired.
Okay, I've been traveling for my Bharatanatyam performance. I also dance. So for Shivratri, we've been traveling to various places, giving performances. So we've been sleeping around 3, 4 a.m. in the morning for the last 2, 3 days. So yeah, a little tired with it, but quite happy with how it went. A little bit of rest is all I need. That's it.
Lovely, lovely. So if we can go and look at what we agreed on in terms of our circle fundamentals. We agreed on 3 things: confidentiality, of course, whatever gets discussed in this group remains in this group. I do put up these recordings on YouTube, but that is a private channel. So only people who have a link can access it, and I always call out that do not share it outside of this distribution list. That's the intent. There is no secret content that is being shared, but people do become vulnerable. People do share things which is very personal to them. We do not want that to be out in the open without their permission. It's impossible to seek everybody's permission every time we are sharing. So that's the reason we've kept it as only within the group. Yeah. Of course, communicate openly. This is a very safe space to be as vulnerable, as open, as honest, as cranky, as wanting to cry, as wanting to laugh, as wanting to scream, whatever you want to be that person that you really want to be and communicate. And commitment is required. That's what makes these sessions successful. Coming back month on month, showing progress has what has really helped people. Yeah. Prior to this, I was a part of a lean-in circle. I was not leading a circle. And I think it takes about 4 or 5 sessions before that rhythm picks up, where people start seeing each other's comments and stories about how these sessions have benefited as the rigor increases. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to show up every time and hope that that rigor builds in our circle too. With that, we move to, we will skip this slide today because there was nothing that we can share from last time. We don't have any repeat participants. We will skip and we will move on right into the session. So, and instead of, this was planned to assume that there will be a few people in the room and hence raise your hand, but you can just call out. Yeah. You have a to-do list that is long or impossible to accomplish in the time you have available. Yeah, if that's not you, well done. You currently have items on your to-do list that are not priority for you or don't deeply matter to you. I can put up my hand for this. Any thoughts, Beulah, Vaishnavi? Do you want to say a yes to this, or this also does not apply to you?
No, I quickly delegate. So if it's there, yeah, quickly figure out and then delegate.
You've taken on items from others people's to-do list, like your partner, your manager, your colleague. And this is, I think, very important. The reason being, we take on from our kids, we take on from our partners, we take on from our siblings, in-laws, we take on from our peers, we take on from our team members, we take on from other team members, others team members. What our manager should be doing, oh, maybe they're hard pressed for time, so let me pitch in. So all of that happens. So if you can take stock of that and think, what are the things that others should be doing that you're doing right now?
It happens at time. Maybe you get into it and then you realize, oh God, I shouldn't have taken this.
And are you mindfully handing it back to them, Beulah?
At times I do that at home. Yeah. I would have taken it, then I realize right? I'm
And
chewing
it's
more than
only for that one weekend. It was not supposed to come on my plate. Take it.
exactly.
Yeah. Hear that. Vaishnavi, how about you?
Uh, Luckily, it's the other way around. I hand over more to my partner. So yeah, as of now, all good. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah. And just think about what you said just now. Are those things that uh, should have been done only by you, or did it matter whoever did it, as long as it got done? If it is the latter, then you need not be feeling, I saw guilt as you said that I'm the one who hands over. You need not be feeling that guilt in terms of handing over. If it really does not matter, who does it in the family? Yeah. But I think we women we do take certain tasks as these are women tasks. And if the partner is pitching in, then I am the one who's not doing the task. So thankful for my partner to be doing those tasks for me. Whereas I think these rules were created by us. Somebody told us as a child that, you are the one who's supposed to cook, take care of the children, clean the house, clean the clothes, clean the utensils, welcome guests, fold clothes. All this is your responsibility. And besides that, if you want to work, yeah, that's your choice. Why not? Go ahead and do it. Yeah. So I think this has been taught to us. Are you doing things on a daily basis that ladder up to your goals? The important thing.
Selva also has joined the session just to keep you posted.
Who has joined?
Selva.
Hi, Selva.
Hi, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt by saying hi. That's why I kept quiet finishing the session.
No worries. Will we have the pleasure of seeing you?
Yeah, while I'm cooking.
And that's the beauty of it, right? This is not a formal setting. We don't want you to be properly decked up in the proper attire, formals, and be there. You can be cooking, you can be walking, you can be singing with your microphones off and enjoy the session. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So remember the first slide we said, what is important to you? This one. What is truly important to you? If any task came to your mind, are the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, are the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, are they laddering up to these big goals? Or your goal is a discrete part of your life, whereas the things that occupy your day are not aligned to that goal? Just think about it, and we'd like to hear from each one of you. Where are you right now?
It's a mix of everything, isn't it?
Hmm.
We do a lot of things that are aligned to our goals. Some you'll have to do it. We don't have a choice. So we end up doing. Some support us to get there someday. So we hope that these would act as enablers in helping us achieve our goals, but we're not sure though. So yeah, it's a mix of everything.
It's
Is
a combination.
Yeah.
Some things are directly laddering to your goal, and some things
Right.
are in a tangent but have to be done.
Right.
Yeah, sure. Beulah, Selva?
Yeah. Daily basis, maybe I derail at times. Right? No matter you clearly want to have that focus, and whatever you do clearly helps you achieve a goal. But there are days when your day is just not yours. It's completely taken in a different direction, and then you struggle and quickly look at what things can be done by others, and even if it's really important and urgent as well, right? Bits and pieces, I break it down and say, "Chalo, you take care of this, and I would manage this," and then still try and get back. But at times I lose, not just a day, a couple of days as well.
Absolutely. And as you were sharing this, what came up for me was, I've been at a place where I've had to make a difficult choice, this or this, and then both seem equally important. And then at that point in time, something took precedence, and the other thing, though still was important, I had to let go and have felt guilty for several days. At times, it's like I've tried to tell myself it's okay. Both things have happened, but yeah, it's not as easy. Yeah, lovely. Thanks for the share. Selva.
Sorry, I'm actually multitasking, eating as well as in the meeting. If you could excuse me for some time.
Yeah, sure. Once you're
Thank
back,
you.
you can just let us know, then we will tap into you. Yeah.
Okay.
So now let's look at a video. Please play.
My life's work is advancing women and girls. And for most of my career, I've been trying to close the leadership gap. According to the latest research by Lean In and McKinsey, women in the workplace, women are 46% of entry-level employees, but only 19% of C-suite executives. So here's the thing. It's very difficult to advance your leadership at work when we're still doing everything at home. Which leads me to my latest epiphany: drop the ball. I want to share with you 3 tips that will help you on your personal drop the ball journey. Tip number 1, admit that your current to-do list is unrealistic. I once led a time management workshop in which I asked all of the women in the room to write down a list of all of the things they expected to complete in an ideal day. And I mean every single thing. Then I asked them to estimate the amount of time that it would take them to complete everything on the list. When they summed the total, you won't be surprised to know that 100% of the women in the room had a to-do list that amounted to more than the 24 hours in a day, and only half of them had put sleep on their list. The reason why your to-do list is so overwhelming is because in all likelihood, it is humanly impossible for one person to complete everything on it. Do a time assessment so that you can see this for yourself. Tip number 2, focus on your highest and best use. Women often end up with a lot of things on our to-do list because we can do things better and faster than other people. But just because we can do something better and faster doesn't mean that it's the most efficient use of our time for it to be on our list. One of the things that matters most to me is raising conscious global citizens. One of the things that I do really well with very little effort is helping other people to achieve clarity through guidance and encouragement. And one of the things that only I can do as my kids' parents is instill in them the values that I think are important for our family. So my highest and best use in order to achieve my goal of raising conscious global citizens is to engage my kids in meaningful conversations about their day. It doesn't mean that there aren't other important things that are on my to-do list, like making their dentist appointments. But making their dentist appointments is not my highest and best use. Getting clear about your highest and best use is one of the most important steps to dropping the ball and prioritizing your to-do list. So today, I want you to take the time to look at your to-do list. I want you to start by putting a circle around all of the things on your to-do list that you do very well with very little effort. Next, I want you to go through the list again and put a check mark next to all of the things that only you can do. Everything on your list that has both a circle and a check mark represent your highest and best use. Tip number 3, practice patience judo. Once you've gotten clear about your highest and best use, you're going to have to let some things go and delegate the rest to others. But we quickly grow impatient when the things on our to-do list aren't done the way we feel they should be done. In one survey, 30% of men were so certain that the women they lived with would flake on their insistence that they do more housework that the men intentionally completed jobs poorly just so that that would be the result. It worked. Nearly a quarter of the men were never asked to chip in again, and 64% were only occasionally asked to help. Dropping the ball requires letting the socks pile up and sometimes the mail pile up in order to allow other people to fulfill their responsibility. How can we wash the dishes if they're always clean? Remember, practice, patience, judo. For more insights on letting go so that you can achieve more by doing less, check out my book, Drop the Ball.
And that's a lovely video. And this is Tiffany Dufu. She's written a book by the same name, Drop the Ball, Achieving More by Doing Less. Definitely the title caught my attention. Achieve more by doing less is something that I think all of us can strive to. She's also a chief leadership officer at Levo. So definitely she's been able to do things and she's captured some essence. And if you just on YouTube, if you just search for her name, she has split her book into small chapters. You'll find all the chapters on YouTube, and that's the introductory video. And then you can find all the other chapters in summaries too. So we will actually do what she's asked us to do. But before we get there, what resonated with you in the video?
The patient's judo part.
Yeah, what in the patient's judo part?
We're always in a hurry to get things done. So even though sometimes we delegate, if we feel that the person is taking more time, or if we feel that it may not be able to with the way we want to, we quickly go and step in and try to take it back. Sometimes we'll have to learn to wait, and then
I was laughing when that section of the video was playing, because even as I was preparing, one incident that came to my mind again and again is my interaction with my maid. After a 13-year of work from home, I stepped out to go to office for the first time about 8 years ago. And that was, I don't know, that wasn't very easy for me. I felt, I'm losing control. I don't know when my kids are having food. The house is not as clean as it used to be. Things are not in the proper place. There was lots of guilt as I went through that journey. I hired a maid who would do all the clothes, and she will fold it and she'll keep it. I would ask her not to put it away because I wanted to monitor how she folded clothes. So every evening when I would come back, I would pick up one cloth after the other, rejecting the way she has folded because she has not folded it the way I do, with the corners matching exactly, that tip to tip has to match, and at the end of the whole folding size, it has to be a square or a rectangle of a certain shape. And I had these rules in my head. As a result, I'll keep mumbling, grumbling, and I'll open every piece of cloth that she has folded and refold it again the way I would do. And if she's around, she had it for that day, because she would have to listen to me for that 15 minutes. I'm folding each cloth. ये ऐसे नहीं होता, इसको ऐसे करना चाहिए, तू सीख ले, Constantly I would keep doing, till one day I heard from a wonderful leader, and you can Google her, Pankajam Sridevi. She's an amazing leader. She's now the CEO at Commonwealth Bank. She was my CEO at ANZ then. She said, how does it matter? What will happen if the clothes aren't folded the way you want them to be folded? My instinct was to say, no, that's not how it's done. But I knew that was not the right answer. I kept quiet and kept thinking, and nothing would happen. If they were not all squares or rectangles, it can still go inside the almirah. The doors can be closed. Nobody gets to know how the clothes are folded, and the day goes on. So yeah, practicing that patience judo was the most important takeaway for me, because it just letting others deal with things the way they feel fit has been a long journey. I'm still learning. I'm not there yet, but yeah, I have learned how to let go a lot. Who else? Yeah, if there are no more shares, we will proceed. And my slides won't support me. So let go, so that By doing less, you can achieve more. That's a significant one. None of us have unlimited resources. All of us have the exact same 24 hours. We have to spend a minimum of 6 hours sleeping, a minimum of an hour eating our lunch, breakfast, dinner, chai, whatever. Um, daily routines take up a significant number of hours. Then we've got an 8-hour choco blocked for our work. Then we want to spend time with our partner. We want to spend time with our kids. We want to spend time with our friends. We want to do so many other things. And then what gets in my list, got left out was reading books. And some of the things that I really wanted to do in terms of furthering a couple of other certificates, which I've been postponing, saying that, okay, too much on my plate now, I'll do it next year, I'll do it next year, I'll do it next year, those things. So it is something that you're swapping in the process of trying to fit in everything into your day. Next one is set yourself up for success. We can do so only if we are able to let go and, of course, focus on the priorities. And the 3-step process that Tiffany shared with us was definitely figure out or acknowledge that your to-do list is unrealistic. To start with, it did not feel that when I did not feel my list would be actually unrealistic till the time I followed the process myself to only realize, as I said, that 45 minutes of book reading was not there in my daily list, which I really wanted to be there. But whatever I was doing seemed all meaningful items, which I was not ready to swap with anything else. So that's where most of us would be, is my guess, but let's see how it goes. And then we'll figure out the way to find our best use and, of course, practice a bit of patience judo. So before we jump into making our to-do list, I'm going to ask you to think about your village. And what's your village? It is anybody who can recruit. Here, I'm not talking about recruit by signing a contract document and saying, okay, I'm going to pay you 5,000 for an hour. Rather, it's going to be somebody that you can tap into and say, I need your help in getting this done. It could be your friends, it could be your neighbors, co-workers, family members, domestic help, peers, team members, anyone that you can think of can help you in any sort of way. Because they've got a certain talent. If you can quickly make a list, I'll hang in there for 2 minutes. If you're done with your list, you can just shout out and then we'll proceed.
So this is from our to-do list, Shanti? The task that has to be delegated, or how is it?
For now, don't focus it only on the task that can be delegated. For now, let it be an open list. Anybody you think can be on your list of people that you can request for help for.
Okay.
Hi, Juniper. Hi, Smita. Those are the 2 new names I see in the participant list.
Hi Shanti, sorry, I was on another call
No worries.
and I don't know if it makes sense to join now.
We are getting started into the meet. I will anyway share the link to the pack and video. What we are doing right now is we did think about what is most important to us to start with. Now we are trying to figure out a way to figure out what can we move out of our list, of our to-do list. The first activity in that process is to list all our supporters, who can support us. These supporters can be in the form of friends, neighbors, domestic help, team members, anyone that can offer you some sort of a skill, expertise, talent, knowledge, support, presence, anything that they can offer you. Just make that list for now.
Okay.
Sorry, Shanti, my internet was not stable and I got logged off and I've got back.
No worries. Do you know what needs to be done, Beulah?
No.
Yeah. So we are looking at listing all our supporters. Yeah. So are they your parents? Are they your partner, your siblings, your team member, your manager, your domestic help, your neighbor, your anything? And how can they support you? What can they offer to you? Is it just their presence? Is it their knowledge? Is it their skill? Is it their time? What is it that they can offer you?
Sure.
I did this exercise with my family, and my daughter had her college WhatsApp group as her one of the supporters. Anyone willing to share their list of supporters? Done? Anybody willing to share?
I can go ahead.
Sure.
For me, my father at home, he's retired and is there. And pretty much a lot of things at home, I can lean on him. One phone call and I know these things are taken care of. Sometimes he would proactively look at my office timing, a break time, something. He'll quickly give me that, update saying this is done, this is done, this is done. So that way, as simple as ensuring my children are dropped, picked back from school and stuff like that. So I don't have to even think about those things when I'm at that's a huge support system at home. And in office again, team, I work with people's strengths. So when I look at what they can actually do really well, and I leverage that. So I very quickly look at all the tasks which come, and then quickly look at
Where
who can
you can support you.
turn things around faster. So that's something I'm doing, and it's working well for me at this point.
Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
So now definitely we will use these supporters to make our to-do list more cleaner, basically by having dropped the ball on certain tasks. All of us have to-do lists, but today I'm going to ask you to create a not to-do list. What should I not be doing? I think that's what we invariably forget. Anything that comes our way, we start doing it. Sometimes very intentionally because it is aligned to our goals, it is aligned to our values, it is aligned to our priorities. So we are very happy taking on those things. But sometimes, some of us mentioned as we were sharing, it has to be done. So it just enters into our to-do list. There is no one else to do it. So it enters into our to-do list. Yeah. So we are going to start to create a not to-do list today. And how are we going to do that? Exactly how Tiffany asked us to do. Write down everything that you're going to be doing this week. I did it last week. So my to-do list had changed. I'm going to redo it along with you. So let's do it together. write down your to-do list for this week. Every time I feel the list is done, I look up and then suddenly something else pops up. Okay, so as long as we've got a decent enough list to just understand the process, we'll work with it. Of course, if we do it diligently, we'll have a full list and then we can work through it. But just to understand the process, let us proceed. Put a circle around the things that you do very well with very little effort. It is, you don't have to think too much about as you go about doing that particular task. Yeah, if you're done, put a check mark against those things that only you can do. Nobody else can help you, support you, do instead of you, etc. Put a star next to those things that ladder up to your primary work or home goals. Any observations until now? Any pattern, anything that is emerging for you until now? For me, apart from 3 to-dos, everything has a star or a check mark or a circle already. Yeah. Okay. Highlight the things that need to be done, but could be probably done as well just by somebody else. This is where we start to look at what can I delegate. Then if you're done, highlight the things that would be an incredible learning opportunity for you or your team. So any of the items on the list that has the highlights for the previous question and this one, I had used a hashtag and a dollar sign. So anything that has both of these and the other signs are not there, those are clear indicators that you should delegate. That is your start do not do list. Please strike them off of your to-do list. How many have we been able to strike off? 3. I also 3. Vaishnavi? 2. Selva, are you in a position to share?
Yeah, in fact, I made a list of them where I need to take from others because I have delegated cooking, I've delegated this, that.
Why do you want to take it back?
Huh?
Why do you want to take it back?
Because it's a favor, it only lasts that much time. So
So these are favors that others are doing. So you're feeling indebted to take it on back.
yeah.
If I may challenge you to think it in other ways instead of a favor, how can you recognize and acknowledge them, acknowledge your supporters for this favor, so that it is a service bought? I know it from a family member, it may look like a very, not a pleasant thing to hear, a service bought, but I've bought services for hugs. Yeah. So figure out what is it that you can trade, what is it that you can offer instead, if that sounds better and pleasing to your ears, so that the favor becomes a support offered.
Sure, I'll reflect on that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So anything that has a circle and a check mark stays on your list. Anything that has a star can also stay. These are the ones that represent your highest and best use. Anything that does not have a circle, a check mark, or a star, we should have stricken it already. Any observations you have after this last statement?
It's surprising how certain things come into your to-do.
Yeah. How it comes into your to-do. And it is funny that I have put a star in that previous question, but I have also put a hashtag or a dollar beside it, which typically means somebody else can also do it. Is it aligned to my goals? Yes. And that's why I'm holding on to it. The reality is somebody else can very well do it. And it could be an amazing learning opportunity for a family member or a team member. Yeah. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 items that have both a star and a hashtag or a star and a dollar sign. Yeah, that's my observation. Anything from Vaishnavi, you or Selva, you, anything that strikes you in your list? Yeah, if not, let's proceed. All the remaining items need to be deleted and dropped, and that's the thing we did by striking off those items that somebody else could learn from it. So definitely looking at a new to-do list, look at what are your high priority things. when are you going to do it? So it may read like, one of my highest and best use items is to create the mentorship program, and I will do it. I can't do it in a week. It will need more than a week. So by end of next week. That would be for me the most important thing to be working on. What are yours?
I'm working on a project which focuses on mental wellness, uh, and we're calling it Hope. And we would want to create awareness across to help them understand that we are there. It's just a phone call away. We're partnering with an external party as well. So that's what is keeping me busy, and I know it's important, and the time is also right.
One of your highest and best uses for your Hope program, and I will do it by.
So my cutoff is to launch this in mid-March. That's a cutoff.
Lovely, lovely. I run a wellness initiative too, Beulah. We'll connect after our call to just bounce off ideas in terms of anything you want to pick up. That it is open and free like this one, and if that lift and shift works for you, please proceed. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Vaishnavi, Selva.
I could go next.
Yeah.
So I feel like my highest and best use for this week is to make sure I submit my coaching recording submission for mentorship. And the second is to close on that episode that we are working on, the podcast, which is derailed for like weeks together now. So make sure that it is closed. So I will do it both of this by end of this week. Interestingly, what also came to me is when I do the to-do list, the work to-do list comes much faster than the home to-do list. For me, I'm able to look at delegation more easily when it comes to work. But when it comes to home, it's harder to delegate, is what I saw.
Lovely observation. And why would that be, Selva?
Because I'm wired to delegate as part of my role in the office. It's drilled down to me to say you can't be a leader if you can't delegate and whatever. Right. So I'm so thinking of where is my best use of value of my skills, my interest, my flow, whereas the rest, everything is redundant. Rest, everything is something that I can outsource and let others flourish. So that's the mantra that I left with. And here I feel like I am the quintessential queen of the house. So how can somebody else cook? I mean, what would it mean?
These are the messages we've been grown up with. Men find it very easy to delegate at home. The reason being that's what they've been taught from childhood. Get things done. How others can help you. Who can you ask help for? Do it as a team. Whereas women have always been given the messages, you are the one who has to take care of the whole family. Now you are the one who has to do it all and all by yourself. Nobody should complain. Yeah, nobody should be sad. Nobody should be tired, overworked except you. No, that except you is subtext, not even readable, but that's what it is. Everybody should be happy and get taken care of. You figure out for yourself. And that's what the examples we see are men being able to delegate at work easily, and we imbibe that very easily. It comes to us very easily. We will also have feelings like, oh, this is that person's job. Why is he or she not doing their job? But that thought will never come to us at home, wherein we feel this was always my job and I am seeking help from somebody. Yeah, even Vaishnavi said that, you said that. I think, it's always the other way around at home. When somebody else contributes, it is I am seeking help. Whereas at work, oh, everybody should be doing it. It's teamwork. We forget that a family is a team too. Lovely share. Thank you.
Welcome. I also got distracted, so didn't really follow the significance of different signs. What would a circle and a star or anything else? How are they different?
Oh, yeah, I'll share the pack with you anyways.
Okay, okay. All right. Then I don't want to you to repeat it. It's okay. I'll take a look at it.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Vaishnavi, you want to share?
Yeah, one is to prepare for a workshop that's due on Thursday. And second, another speech that I am supposed to give by this Sunday. And yet to start working, or in fact, I've not got into the actual fair draft yet. I only have a rough draft. So yeah, that has been pending for some time. I said, and I'll have to somehow do it. There's one more interesting observation. I have written batter making here. So I really don't know if I should even consider that as a highest best use, but somehow that seems to be very important to me. I don't know if I would consider that as a highest and best use,
Yeah.
but then interestingly, I don't think I delegate this to anyone as well.
Why is that so?
At home, it's just me who knows how to make the batter. That's how it is.
Yeah. See, there's a learning opportunity for your partner, for your kids.
Yeah, I agree, but still, it's a long process. So I still feel I'd better take that up for now. I've anyways delegated a few other things like at home, especially clothes for dry cleaning, and few other tasks that can be delegated. With this, somehow, probably we still have this feeling that this is my area. I'm not yet ready to share this with someone.
And that's lovely awareness, not willing to share this with others. Sometimes the parental messaging is this thing is best only if it is done this way. Yeah, with those messages, it is very difficult for us to let go for somebody else to do it in a different way. Yeah, like
Right.
folding clothes, right? My mom used to scold me a lot if the clothes aren't folded properly. She would get very upset and she would just open it up and say, fold it again. Yeah, and that's what I did with my maid. You've not folded properly, so I can't ask you to do it again. So I will open it and fold it in front of you all over again. So she wasted 15 minutes in folding clothes. I re-wasted all the 15 minutes all over again doing it, because it has to be done only my way. Just see if you want to let go that my way, by it has to be done any which way.
Yeah.
Lovely, thank you. So with that, I think that's the action item we were talking about. I won't stay on it for a very long time. As we are wrapping up, I will ask you to talk about what is it that you're feeling right now after this whole exercise.
The eye opener for me is when I was writing my to-do, I thought what is really important is the list I'm writing, and it went to almost a page, almost 1.5 pages it went, right? And initially when you asked me this question, I said, no, I think I'm comfortable and I delegate off. And the whole activity, then I realized there are clear things which I can cut off.
And include things. For me, the inclusion of that reading time was so obvious that, my God, I had not put that in at all. And I was already crossing 14 hours, which means heaven alone knows how long will I stay awake. And 14 hours of calculated hours of work was already there, which is humanly not possible. Yeah, totally. Thank you. Selva, Vaishnavi?
I agree with what you just said, Shanti. There are a few things surprised that I've included, which I had not given the thought before. So yeah, somehow to-do list was always based on urgency, importance again based on its impact in the immediate future.
Immediate future, yeah, that drives a lot of what gets
Right.
into to-dos. Yeah, can I at a point in time wait to teach somebody how to do it? No, I can't. I don't have time. Let me do it. And what that does is it kills the future opportunity for somebody else to do it, because I've done it myself. I will have to continue doing it the next time, or spend that time the next time to teach somebody. And again, something important will come up. Very true. Very true. Selva,
Sure, you might also have my son join this conversation soon, so please don't mind.
no worries.
So how am I feeling? I'm feeling a little thoughtful about what's my value judgment was with office to do versus home to do.
Mhm.
How come it's difficult for me to even remember and track to-do lists for home, and delegation is another level of difficulty. Level of difficulty. That's one. Yeah, I'm sort of reflective about it.
Lovely,
Yeah.
lovely. And that's a very good space to be in, Selva. Only when you reflect can you make changes and do something about it. So more power to you.
Yeah, I had to also share an idea with you, Shanti, whenever it's the time, and about this to-do list.
Sure. If it is going to benefit everyone, let's share it openly.
Now itself?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So contrary to this belief, and I am a famous to-do lister in the sense that my to-do lists are so long. I find it happy. I don't know. Sometimes I process this and I figured that I like to actually write down everything, even though some of them get completed. And then I may not even go back to looking at that list, but made a new list instead. Yeah. So, but then I figured some article somewhere, I heard it in some webinar, that instead of doing to-do list and looking at the pending list and feeling anxious about it, maybe at the end of the day, one can do a done list.
Lovely. And I have actually done at times at the end of the day when I don't feel my to-do list is looking nice, I will add things that I didn't put a check mark so that I feel good about what I'm looking at. It's definitely a motivator.
Yeah,
Not
just to be a
just
fun
done list.
experiment, and I am a compulsive to-do list writer. So for me, it's unnatural to write a done list. It doesn't give me the level of satisfaction that a incomplete to-do list gives, however strange it is. So I sort of write a couple of done lists, and then done lists are also a lot, which I have taken it for granted as though they don't exist.
Yeah.
So that's an idea, just to feel fulfilled about the
Absolutely,
day.
it's a very big motivator. The moment you feel, oh, the day hasn't been wasted. Sometimes what was there on the to-do list may not have gotten done, but something bigger, meatier, more important would have been done. But just because it's not on the to-do list, we feel, oh my God, my day has been wasted. But the moment you write it down and put that check mark against it, can't tell you how fulfilling it is.
Yeah.
Lovely. So for the 4th March session, any volunteers, I can work with you on creating the content and figuring out what we want to do. Or if you have something that you feel might be relevant to all women leaders, we can discuss and take it forward from there. No pressure, you can respond to me. I'll drop in an email also. So here comes the surprise. I know Selva is privy to it. I had sent it to her. I'm going to be running a residential, 2-day residential program called Empower. It will be held at the old Bangalore Resort and Wellness Center. We'll meet on 25th morning. We'll start from the breakfast and till evening on 26th Sunday. The program is a 2-day program. Of course, there is lots of learning happening. There is lots of engagement, interaction. I also have some surprises in terms of some special guests. I won't let that out, the cat out of the bag yet. So we do have some surprises also planned. And there is a special discount for the Leader in You group. The program costs 15,000, which includes stay at the resort, using all the amenities, the training program, all the surprises, everything all paid for, no taxes extra. However, if you're a Leader in You member, I can give you a coupon code that will give you a 30% discount. That works out to be 10.5K for the entire 2-day program. So if you're interested, do respond back to me and I will let you know how to register for it. Of course, this will exist only till Women's Day, and then we'll pull out the promo code. But until then, enjoy. That's what I had to share.
Thank you, Shakti, for a lovely session.
Thank Thank you. Lovely audience. I know we
As
were
always,
today, but I enjoyed the conversations.
I would say as always.
Lovely. Chalo, I'll send the recording, share more details about the program and all over email, and see you in March. In March, I'm thinking we'll do a poll in the group in terms of what time suits us. This time does not suit many people because it's bang in between their work day. So we are thinking an evening on Friday, 6:37-ish might be a better time. We'll do a poll and see what people select and then we go forward. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.